are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Join us on Facebook, YouTube and online radio.
Well, let me say welcome again to yet another interesting edition of the program Bottom Line Liberia, where we discuss the issues. Tonight, Paul the Lord Chiriple is well seated in England in his Studio B, and I'm sitting here in Norway in this cold place, trying to warm up in my studio. And together we'll be brainstorming. We sorry to say that our colleagues Jamal Kamara and Francis Mensah cannot make it tonight. It's a lot of things happening now. The shift of the season that is in Europe, we got 4 seasons. Now Liberia with 2 seasons. So the shift of every season, there's a lot to do. So Paul and I will be here trying our best to look at some local politics, meaning Liberian politics, and of course we will be delving into international politics as well, global politics that is, because whatever affects one affects all. So let me say welcome, Paul.
Well, good evening, Linford. It's also good to be back here on this Friday edition. Yes, how are you doing?
Well, I'm great. We cannot complain. All is good. God is there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So tonight is today is the 25th of October. I think this is the last edition of this is not going to be a last edition because today is Friday, right? Tuesday is going to be the last edition of the Bottom Line Liberia for October. How has it gone, October? I mean, we started January. It's like yesterday to me, brother, and now we're talking about October.
My brother, I don't know. They say time not wait for anyone. It's true. By the time you up your eyes, say the weekend is here, then you realize tomorrow is Monday. You're back to normal. So time not. And I was out today on my way from work. Could you imagine people now start buying Christmas presents?
Oh.
So that means the year is already gone.
Yeah, it's already gone. Like you rightly said, the weekend, the example of how time runs fast is the weekend. Because you start Monday, right? It's the first day, you start counting the day today, Monday. Everybody got some little energy that they accumulated over the weekend. And then you guys go in Wednesday, then the fatigue starts to set in. Thursday, everybody's like hoping for Friday. And then Friday comes, everybody, oh. So today at work, I was telling my colleagues, everybody was happy, we're going home. And then I said, okay, we happy, but by the time tomorrow comes, Saturday, then we see Sunday, then it's Monday again.
Yeah.
They say, well, at least we got 2 days. But the year goes just how the minutes are going. And when we were kids, Paul, you remember, those days they used to have garden party and all the kind of thing. We're looking forward to Christmas, right? School to close, and then we finish, maybe the old man finish buy your new clothes, and then you keep in that clothes, you're waiting for Christmas to come. So the year will be kind of long for us because we're looking for one particular day. But my man, with payment now you say you get all the mortgage to pay, all the debt, everything to pay there. When you go look, you start from January, you even do nothing in the year coming in. Now, somebody was saying, do we still have 365 days in a year?
It's true because time flies, man.
Yeah.
Time really flies. We don't realize how time flies. That's the fact.
Yeah. But
time not wait for people. Sometimes when you small, you say, what are people talking about?
I know, right?
But
the good thing is, as the time goes, we are following it too, so it will not leave us behind.
That's it.
We want to say welcome to our viewers. This is the Bottom Line Liberia. Again, we can be followed on YouTube and on our Facebook page, and you can also follow us on our online radio. My name is Linford Goer, and Paul is there in the UK. Tonight, we'll be looking briefly at some of the things that are unfolding in our country, at the capital to be specific. and that will be the newspaper review. So then after, we'll be delving into some international events, but we'll be right back after this very short break.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers' headlines that made news during the week on the Bottom Line Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Okay, Paul, as you heard rightly, we normally delve into Liberian newspapers and pick up some of the major stories making headlines. So what have you for us today?
Well, Liberia have this thing that is going on with this cycle of this cycle regarding the speaker. And this ongoing issue now is just getting everybody sick in the country. No one knows what is going on. So this is about time that the newspaper pick up something. And I think the majority bloc that oppose the speaker is now going after the deputy speaker. They giving ultimatum to meet up with them. If not, his own opposition will be on the road. That means this whole thing, I told you the last program we had here, this is a mastermind plan by the president. This is Unity Party. This happened on him before when he and Eddie were in office. They removed 2 people. So it's no coincidence. We want control of both houses. That is the plan of this. So all of these things that is happening, we're hearing, is what and I think. So the paper goes to say, this is the story. The news reported our father is in dilemma. For example, they calling upon him to appear because he remember he one of those people on the first list that came out. His signature is there. So I think the other group now want to find out where side he stands. If not, the position is gone. So this is the cycle that goes. That's so they want majority rule. If anybody who understands Unity Party from early to now, this is their goal, to remove Fanatic Kofa, and he will be removed. Yeah.
But the question that anybody would want to ask is, if Thomas Father was with them on the first, during the first week, where I think he also signature that paper or whatever. In fact, he was vividly seen with them. So then why are they going after him at this moment too?
Remember, Thomas Father, the CDC had a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came from that meeting, he took side. But that side is not clear. So the majority opposition bloc now that oppose this speaker, they're calling this guy to a meeting. They want to know what side he on. Because they need 49 members to unseat the speaker. You see? So this is the point. Yeah.
It's like they want to know, because Mama, you were with us. After you went to a meeting, you came back. In fact, we saw you and the speaker presiding. So what's going on? Come and tell us. Or else you'll be in the scene, you let the speaker, right?
Yeah. So you see, when you play Sparta at times, it can, you on this side, and we're small. I think you know the story about the Sparta that between
Sparta,
the tar rope here, because when the food ready, they pull the road and the Sparta go. But the Sparta got caught in the situation where the food at both ends were prepared. So when they put that, what made a Sparta looking at this. So this guy becoming a Sparta now. He now been caught between 2 places, and this is the fact. So he supported the majority bloc to remove Fanatic Kofa. Now that group not clear with him, so they want to have a meeting with him too, for him to be clear where side he stands. If not, they're going to remove him to our deputy speaker.
But the question is, are these guys going to really form a quorum or get that number to be able to remove Fonati Kofa or Thomas Fala if they wish to?
Well, they need 49 members.
Yeah, but
So
from the start, since last week, this thing started. It's been 1 week now, 1 week, 1 day, because it started last Thursday. But the question here, not last Thursday, but the Thursday before. But the question here is, if they needed 49 members to do it, why is it taking so long? Is it that they're not getting 49 members, or what is that problem?
because you have the other group that support Faranti Kofa. So this is the whole thing that they face with.
Yeah,
so
but why I'm asking the question. You know, it's like they just want to be dragging on this thing, because if they could actually build up that 49 number, then not that they should have done it. But they just dragging it on when it goes so, they pull it so, they first Thomas Fala was with them. Now they try to find fault on Thomas Fala and say why he's not with them. And then, so it's like, and they know they have work to do, but they know they cannot, gather the 49 names right away. It's been difficult for them. So why are they wasting time? If they can't make it, why do they drop it and move on with other things? That's the question I'm asking.
But that's the question Eric Liberian asking, and they're wasting the people time. And remember too, this is why I said on our last program, when some emergency situation happened today in Liberia,
right,
that means the country will have to shut down. Because based on this guy, they have to get a go ahead to the president before he may. So, for example, Guinea attacked Liberia today. The legislature will have to alter the president to make, or the president have to go to the legislature and say, look, this is a situation, we have to defend ourselves. With all these guys messing about, we have complete shutdown.
And besides that, the budget,
exactly.
The main thing on hand right now is the budget issue. And they're doing all this filibustering, because I don't see any progress in this thing. Now, there are news that yesterday evening there was breaking news that Councillor Fonati Kofa, who they want to remove, has also gone to the Supreme Court to issue a writ of prohibition, for those people who are stalling the progress of the House. So if the Supreme Court go into that case, and remember, it's not going to just be an event, it's going to take time. So why are they wasting all this time? Because I would have thought that from the onset they had a number and they just needed to pass the vote. But the struggle, the number went up. The plan they had, it leaked out. People show money that they offer them, and all kinds of things happening in the interim. But still, they're holding on to this thing. So for me, I think, honestly, Paul, I think that these guys are just trying to delay, and it's not healthy for the country. I think Liberians the citizens should put pressure on them. Let the citizens get in the street and start demonstrating and tell the person, no, listen, you have to settle this thing, or we'll not have any confidence in you. We can pass a vote of no. They can record their lawmakers, tell and say, we don't want you. But again, the lawmakers are the lawmakers. They are way up there. So I don't know how does this work easily.
Well, the thing is, you spot on. The citizens themselves have to do something. Mm-hmm. Because remember, the whole case is about bribery, right? They bribed these guys 15,000 each to remove Fonati Kofa. That's a crime on its own. And what? The crime, the accused come from the executive that have been told Ministry of Transportation and Water and Sewer provided the funds. So that means the executive is behind the removal of Fonati Kofa from the allegation that have been put forward. The government, the president, who is everyone work for, have not said anything. So that means he's no. Because usually when I accuse Linford, say, oh, Linford, you stole from me. And it's not true. The first thing you come, there'll be a rebuttal. But the fact is that we silent in Liberia, we have the things that silent mean consent, right? Mm-hmm. So that means the executive want Fonati Kofa removed. So it means Unity Party led government by Joseph Newman Burka want Fonati Kofa to be removed so he can have complete control over the other two branches of government. So we know what happened under George Weah. He had control over all three branches of government. So this is what they are aiming for. See? So now, Thomas Father, he comes from the opposition bloc, which is the CDC. If this guy cannot meet the demand of the majority bloc, that means they will remove him too and they have somebody replace him. You see what we're heading is complete control that they after. So who suffer? There's the innocent people in Liberia that are suffering because the money that water and sewer, people don't even have running water and they using truck to transport water, taking money to remove speaker. I mean, the people should rise and say enough is enough. JFK does not have paracetamol. This is the situation on face with. So it left with the people to say we have enough of this nonsense. I think it will be a complete government shutdown if this guy continue drinking this. Remember, the budget is due to go to the House anytime soon. So who's going to preside?
Yeah, I mean, Paul, it's well said. You know, looking at the law, the Constitution of Liberia, Article 1, that gives us the people the power. But the question is whether we, the people, are willing to exercise the power that we have. Whether we even know if we have that power. You know, I always said that the elephant does not know that it is heavy. You know, it won't weight because he can bear it, he can carry it. So he just feel that it's normal until when other people see it, or when the elephant will trample on somebody, then now you know that the elephant is heavy. So we know that we have the power. The Constitution did not hide it from us. It told us or explained it to us that we have it. But whether we're willing to exercise it or whether, in fact, we know that we have such power. So I think you rightly said it. The people themselves should wake up now. Since the lawmakers are not trying to do anything, in fact, they fight among themselves. I don't understand. You know, no, listen. This thing is so funny. Because I was discussing this with a friend, and the friend was telling me the lawmakers, they try to remove one of their, in fact, they try to remove their head. But the president of the executive of the republic has broken the law several times. They do not make any move. The president has broken so many laws. The lawmakers have not said anything, but they're fighting to move their own head that is supposed to be biking to go into confrontation with the executive, so to speak, so that they can set record straight. But they do not do that. They try to remove him. So, you know, like you said, I think it's all orchestrated by the government or by the executive in order to have total control of the House. But again, one question I would like to ask, probably you can attempt it and then we can do something else, is I think Councillor Kofa has been very friendly with this executive. You know, so what is that problem? What is the qualm with him? Because he has not stalled any progress of this government. Why do they want to move him?
That Liberia, all of what is playing out now, they're setting the stage for 2029. This is all about 2029, the ego between them. Remember, Fanatic Kofa made it clear that he wanted to run for 2029, but in recent time, because of the pressure on him, changed course. But the information is out there. So, Fanatic Kofa is from which party?
CDC.
CDC. CDC is pushing for George Weah return. So if Fanatic Kofa going to push for the presidency, that means he also have capital. He's going to split the CDC number. And this is so if you find out, they fight not only with Fanatic Kofa too, then on the other side, you have Jeremiah Cohn, who also want to contest. So he part of the executive. So these are guys are gearing up for 2029. So if they see you as a potential threat to them, they'll go after you. Remember in Liberia, when you say, for example, you speaker or you senator, when you go for a campaign, say you want to contest, our Prince Johnson always coming for fifth place. People get to know if Fanatic Kofa perform well as the speaker said, he stand a chance for that 2029. So let's remove him now. He's a very clever guy. Let's remove this guy now to avoid he giving a headache come 2029. You see?
So
I look at it from the bigger picture.
So you know, I think you're striking some real sensitive points here. The CDC factor. Funati Kofa is an insider of the CDC.
That's right.
He was deputy speaker on a CDC ticket. Now he's speaker still on a CDC ticket. So the guy has solidified his position, so he came to power, and the rumors that he wants to run is very powerful. Then he building his surrounding, like the people that tell you that we have not heard from since the CPP did. Then we also see people like Menipake Dumoy, my own picking. And you know, Menipake is, I trust him. He's very analytical. In politics, he's very analytical. I like to listen to him. And I think he knows how to make, you know, things happen. Then he also got people like Baron. You know, there are people that besides those names, there are other people that Funati Kofa is touching base with. So
that's right. Yeah.
So people in the CDC are watching and say, but wait, now this man is supposed to be our man. So why is he doing with people that tell you that people that Menipake Dumoy who are supporting Cummings? So you know, these people start thinking. So I think the Joshua factor is there, and I was listening to some talk show where they said Joshua is not even happy. There are rumors that it's even happy that this thing is happening to Funati Kofa because of his intention to run. But one other question I want to ask. Now, the United Party, they want to have full control. Then you got Jeremiah Kun, who is not in fact a United Party man, okay? Unless he will declare his intention. But if Jeremiah Kun wants to run, Funati Kofa wants to run, and probably Bwakatu will want to run, how is that playing field going to look? Is it going to be level? Is it going to be smooth?
It's not going to be a smooth field because so these are all crooks. So think on it. These are seasonal crooks, all of them. The names I just called. So what do you think the field will be like? It will be very modelly and be nasty because they'll have to eliminate each other in the propaganda war. They're not going to be smooth.
Well, for those of you joining us, this is the Bottom Line Liberia. Here we discuss the issues, we give our own analysis. Nobody's right here, nobody's wrong. We just giving our own analysis about the events. Now, I want to ask one question. I just want to put this out so we can discuss it. Now, is there a real possibility? Does it really appear possible that these guys can succeed in any way, anyhow, any trick to remove Councillor Kofa? There's a and let me just lay a reason why I'm asking this question. The fact that Councillor Kofa himself has been dilly-dallying. You know, I listened to him, I listened to his press conference. At one point, he's almost like calling for reconciliation. In fact, people like Honorable Musa Bello, they're all talking for him. But then at one point, he the seen Councillor Kofa will come out and hit her at the guard and even try to review some secrets about, not even try, but review secrets about them, talking about that room 1026 and other things. So it makes it difficult. Even if the guys wanted to concede and say, okay, let's go in the back room and talk. But then you got my hand. I can't even move my hand from your hand. Then I start saying things about you. So you think you'll let me go freely? So do you think this guy can really succeed in getting him out? Especially when he also gone to the Supreme Court. This is a man who will sound at one point very, very reconciliatory, then he still going further with the case. Take me through, Paul. How do you think will go?
I think he will be removed. Yeah, why am I saying that he'll be removed? Because if the executive want him out, this is where the money, this will be money in the whole thing. And some of those people that are saying they're being stubborn, in the end, they will call them one by one and say, look, if you support us, your district will be giving this amount. When it comes to money, this is where you get, they'll be giving that amount. So if somebody promised you, say, $1 million for a project in District 7 in maybe in Monserrado County, that the people, and it will help you for your re-election. This is where the money comes in. Remember, this same thing happened to Snow. He took it to the Supreme Court. There was brown envelope, and who the brown envelope chief, he's the one now, is the executive himself. So he understands the game. So there'll be a lot of people there just seeing the shown, the resilient that will not happen, but at some point they will give in. You remember the story years back when we were removing Camino Janet. We were dating with Grapple Brown from Maryland County. He accepted the money, and later on he decided to somersault. If you remember that story.
Yeah, Grapple Brown.
Yeah, so this similar thing will play out. Some of them backing Kofa now, but in the end, they will shop it on the boss. They will accept money and they will dump him. He will be removed. But
it could be both ways, though. The boss could go for heavy money from the executive, and then at the end of the day, they give it on the other side. See, the thing is, it's all bribery, and because of the bribery involved, there is no honesty right there. No honesty. Because if you wanted to be honest, you're not involve money. If you wanted to be based on law, on your law and principles, they will not involve money. So
that's right. And based on his performance, and he's not performing poorly, and he's supporting the executive. So why remove him? You see? Because they don't want him.
Yeah, I think we'll wait until we see how it plays out, and we'll be following it. And that will also make record, because the Snow saga, the Ellis Tyler saga, all have become record, and they are on the books, and people can make reference to that. So we're waiting for the Kofa saga too. Let's see how it's going to play out. Probably Kofa will be the one to turn the table over. We don't know, but we're going to.
Or probably he fight hard and he do extremely well. It could be a complete government shutdown to make our people to move on to the capital and say, you know what, enough is enough. I think the country have a perfect opportunity. The people are already struggling. School open, some of them can't even send their children to school, and all of these nonsense happening guys are taking money.
Okay, think on it. But when I asked how the thing will end, you said they will remove Kofa because people there will be huge money involved. But so at this point, if this is it, if this is apparently what will happen, should Kofa continue to fight on, or should he be calling for reconciliation? Because it's like I will die. So let me get for it now.
So he fighting for the people that we had this thing going for years. This is the bus stop. That means if the fight continue, if they cannot get the 49%, I mean the country now, the people will have to take on to the government, say, you know what, enough is enough. Okay. That's but do we have that in us in Liberia? No. If this were Kenya and other places, that's something else we're talking. But it's not in Liberia. Although we went through civil war, but we are scary kind of people. I'm being honest with you. We get big mouth. You see people argue like they want to fight, but try them, they'll say, oh man, that's not Shire. We just get big mouth. Yeah, this is where we are. You see? Especially the new Liberia. I remember when I was small, doing Samuel Doe time, when students move on, say no, we challenge this military government. It's not this Liberia. They're scary set of people now. There were men that were challenged, boys and girls said no.
Yeah, I think it's understandable. The fear comes from what we pass through the war and all these kind of things. So,
but this is where you become very brave, because you experience Westing and people taking advantage over you. No, you stand up. It's your right. It's in the Constitution. It's the first thing that is in the Constitution. The power is in the hand of the people.
Yeah, again, you can't take Liberian people for granted, because sometimes Liberian people, they'll behave like all is gone and they got no more hope. And one day they'll wake up. And when they wake up, man, because nobody knew that a group of runaway people, so to speak, will go in exile and come and face a military leader who turned president, Samuel Doe, and then and until they fought, they got him up. Then the same group that came again, there were other groups that came and fought and moved them. So Liberian people, they'll take enough. Something we studied in junior high science, I say, remember, that thing called effervescent. The thing, when you take Coca-Cola, shake it. When you open it, it will flare up. Everything will waste. That's effervescent. Because that is why Liberian people are. You will shake them. You say, oh man, people can't do nothing. But they will take it from the blind side. And when they come, they will come. I know Liberian people. We are kind of soft people. And let me give us this one. We are not hostile people. We fought war for 14 years, several different groups, but it was the same reason, the same things that are happening now, where few group of people would think that the country belongs to them. The rest of us, we should just suffer and go to hell, and nothing wrong with us. So you do that to us. We take it in. And when we come back, it can be easy. But and some people will not understand when we say these things. I am saying these things, or we are saying these things because we all saw it. Okay, we all saw it.
Yeah.
The bribery from both sides, that's what makes it illegal in the first place. Because like what I was telling Paul, okay, the executive is also spending money. There are certain people who could say, look, my man, the executive have been stealing money. They put $22 million went on some kind of model role, we see nothing. Okay. Another, I know how many 4 million went on something else. We're not seeing anything. So when they bring the money, you take it. They will not care you to go. What they'll do to you? Nothing. The same way, they will say, my man, don't go to Kofa and get fool him, like eat money at the end of the day. So they both sides are playing games. And they could be the loser. Trust me. Paul, one morning you'll wake up and hear that for the something normal the people are talking about, it will shrink to 10, 12, and nothing will happen. What will the executive say? You can't hold that what you're carrying. In fact, there's a story that I was just trying to read in the front page Africa that says that the Bouaka government stands or is risking to lose U.S. aid because of what not being very active. I didn't read the story. I just glanced over it. Not being very active, okay, or in fighting corruption or something like that. So, this government has a lot of things hanging over its head, and I think they should be very careful that you will leave the work of the people and start chasing one man. What? Even if Kofa, God forbid, Kofa died today, what does it benefit you? He's there, he will be gone. Okay, it's tantamount to him being removed today. If you remove Kofa today, what does it benefit you? Nothing. You see it? And this is a thing, Kofa, where that you talk to the Pope to go there for you to meet the Pope, and they added a Kofa who's supposed to be even, on the opposite side of the executive, following the president everywhere. They're going to go meet Pope, and meeting the Pope. What does it do for you? The Pope is just one guy sitting right here in the Vatican. The Pope is working. I'm not sure he can. Yeah. So you go to him. You say, "Go kiss me." How do you think if the Pope? No, this is where I get proud with African people. If the Pope ring can make people rich, it can give you all the blessing. You think the Pope will leave one people in room and go wait and allow you from Africa to cross the Atlantic to come to go kiss it? All the people in Italy will go and be kissing that ring. Everything is happening for them. But our people, our mind. When I tell people in Africa, no, we just stupid. We don't think. Yeah?
My man, we can think because there was a
Come on.
well-crafted plan that this guy took upon himself to do, including the president. Let me take this guy to room behind me. You gather the numbers. When I come back, you'll be removed. They were orchestrated in a very good way.
That bite and blow, right?
Yeah, because remember too, you don't have to go to the Pope. The president is a deacon, so by virtue of the fact he's a deacon in a church, he can pray. Why he can't go to a pastor to case a pastor here, he got to go all the way to the room. Let's take them here out, and y'all carry all the
people are talking. Georgia did not have the opportunity to go to the Pope. Georgia is not my man, too. But you know, so now I look. So yeah, at least
what? George, we are live in Italy for how many years?
So George, I know the
big superstar in Italy. Who say he didn't meet Pope? That's just nonsense thing. This was the guy out in Rome or in Milan. When he appeared somewhere, the whole street is crowded. That people
the Pope are going to go see George Weah. Instead of
that's something that they talk about. So that's forget our story. There is just the plan. And you know, Liberia is good for them. Similar thing happened in the CPP. They didn't take note of it because we don't read between lines. We carry. You're in a party with 4 group of people, 2 say we're not contest. The other 2 say, oh, we want this thing. Then what happened? You gather your plus against your friend. You took the very person to the CDC government for prosecution to eliminate. This is exactly what they have done. It's part of their nature. And you know, you ask the question, say, what will become of all of these crooks when come 2029 run? It will be very nasty. And they will eliminate each other. This is the point. You see, while Fanatic Kofa, what he's done, that getting us so angry to remove him, they can't say. Someone else say, oh, because the men want to bring all the. It's not all the business. They just want it out.
This is the same Fanatic Kofa who, when he addressed the I think the Southeastern region group in America, and journalists they asking the question about the president traveling up and down. He was the same man defending the president, the president's travel. So I don't see what has he done against the executive that, and you know, if the rumors that we're hearing that the president is orchestrating this thing, then this president is very ungrateful. No, this president had done several things before he became president that we can track. And Henry Costa, of all persons, this man could dump Henry Costa, and Henry Costa came out and challenged him, and challenged all the people, and called him ungrateful person. And nobody said anything. And we also saw it because nobody could say anything. Henry Costa took this president to America on 2 different occasions, carried him to the donor shop, to Donkey Donor. And you know, the thing was, you see, look, God wonderful. The old man could eat a donor and can't also, nobody will even know anything. But the old man ate a donor, they put a ballon donor in the plant in a paper bear, and your whole name standing, they throw a picture. Donkey Donor, the ballon donor in your head. Then they Costa carried to the barber shop. After Costa finished cutting your hair, they say, Fabian said, let it clean your hair. They cut your hair. Then from there, Costa, you were living to Costa house. Costa brought a friend who was drinking a clean pool in the basement. You were there. So that you think no matter what Costa did, you think a Paul in your realm, you were this old man, you think you will drag Costa along the way, try to clear sin for your faith, you take Costa, then you know, convince the public until later on you can drop him. See, but he abandoned the boy. The boy said everything. He became frustrated that on his own show today he can't go. That his whole show break down. He can't even sit down on the internet anymore. Frustration.
No, Lefa, the person that brought him to permanence, what he did with that person, the woman who picked him up said, I'll come to be my running mate and I'll make you. Yeah. He expelled the woman from her own party during her birthday. So what do you think?
And said all the bad things about her.
Okay.
That you know, he was parking as a used car, as a race car.
Yeah.
No, the old man, let me tell you, Liberian people will not know, and I can say this with no regret, that the Liberian people will get to know for it will be too late. And
no, they know now. Because if you call somebody, say that voted for him in Liberia, say they think we jam with it. They know. Because they didn't listen. When people are telling them, you cannot want change and go for the same old crooks. Now, half of survey or half of poll in Liberia today, say election is held today, give you names and call George Weah, Joseph Boyka, maybe Tevon Gonglo Cummings or Simon Freeman or Moba. Weah will come top, Boyka will come second. The people now will no change. That is the fact. That's the problem. So they will feed it and they will feed it good. It's good. So you have a group of people that come to power that have no agenda for the country from the 10th month, right? Up to now, they have not come up with policy how they will change the people's life. It's all from one scanner to another scanner, from one scanner to another scanner. When they set up, by the time we bab our eye, we're just talking about how time flies, right? By the time we bab our eye, it will be in the middle of 2025. And then 2026, people start campaigning for 2029. So if you don't have a clear cut policy agenda to better the level of the people they say they can rescue, the country going nowhere.
Paul, let me tell you something. The government has already failed. People will not accept it. People will, no. We all went to school, right? Your first semester, if you get all your subjects, you get 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. The second semester, it will be difficult for you to get recover because you'll be thinking about how to recover and then how to, cover that grading. When second semester, you're supposed to be, in fact,
You muted.
Okay, sorry. When second semester is supposed to be try to build your second semester grade, you'll be fighting to start building your first semester grade up when your friends are advancing. Why am I saying so? The very first time, first impression counts. So even a second year kind, they start to do something, people will say, oh no, we should have done this thing, everything. And then year 3 now, they'll start struggling to catch up while other people are coming. And there are a lot of people coming in this race. I'm telling you, most of the people that did not succeed, I can promise you, the guy who they made number 2 in the election, what the guy name? Apeton, or number 3, Apeton. Apeton will come. He said, got a big head, he will come. George Weah might come. Cummings might come. Tevon Gonglo is still on the ground. Yesterday I saw him, he was speaking somewhere with a broom in his hand. He said, got a broom. Okay? Then Moniba, his father was vice president, he said, see that he can be president. All of them will come. So what time do you have to fight against those people? And what time you have to convince the Liberian people, you in year 3, remember you guys says yes, to do all those things. In year 3, moving to year 4, when you are supposed to be campaigning. So when you go to campaign in year 4, where you go show the people? When you didn't do anything year 1, year 2, year 3. Can you imagine? So the government has said, but it's still taking it for fun. And again, like I was talking about, having bad grade from the start. You say, okay, at the first semester, my second semester, I'll try. Then second semester, the lesson even getting harder. Then you go low, you get 0 again. You say, oh wait, maybe the exam I'll pass. You can make it. You're supposed to lay your foundation. My brother, you can't build a house if no foundation, then you say you're going to start roofing it. So how you roof it? So they will find it difficult. They will be there. This is just a skeleton government. And the Liberian people, this is very good for Liberia. The Liberian people will see this. They will get to know. You have several options in the election. Not to say you are short of candidates in the election. Okay? The United Party people, they were there 12 years. With the same old man, he was number 2 in the government. Even if different person was running on the United Party ticket in this current race, we'll say, okay, yeah, the United Party was trying to make up. So they brought somebody new, quote unquote, with new idea. But the same old man who taught you, explain to you that you're packed. Ellen Johnson is not stupid to go take one man to be his vice president and then she turned around and pack him as a race car. But because he didn't want to say the truth, okay, he lied to you. And then your body, So you replace Unity Party with George Weah, and George Weah to perform this morning. Then you went back for the same Unity Party that did not perform well. What sense does that make? Which kind of group of people with sense would do that kind of thing? Paul, you marry the woman that bad woman. You leave her, the woman be put in trouble, you go, you into almost every day. Say, my man, your people there fast say, my man, lead a woman, yeah. You lead a woman. Then you go find another one, the one in front, hey, you didn't get married, sir. You're king who fighting star. Then you say, I think I didn't know the other woman. Then you say, everybody fast say, no, I'll go back for my now same woman when you put me in jail before, that's the one I'll go for. What sense does it make? Like people.
Well, so during the campaign, we told the people on the ground, to be honest, if you know a woman in a relationship that she been how they call it, abuse for 12 years, she left that relationship and met new person, and the person that she met started abusing her too. So say, it better than me leave the guy and go back to this person who beat me for 12 years. No sense in it. The thinking of our people, that's why when I use the word, say, they knew Liberia will have. We are not normal people in Liberia. Liberia is not a normal country. In a normal country, people would think normally, but we're not normal. So it's like the thinking, the Civil War made the thinking to go the reverse way, backward, because there's no logic in the thinking of the people on the ground when you listen to some of them. We're not normal people in Liberia. And that's why you see, when people talking about, normal days, Liberia used to be that. Yeah, it was then because the country was normal, but now the country is not normal.
No. So now even the people in authority they can take certain decisions and then assess to one up. And they say they introduced PhD program at University of Liberia. This is a university that does not even have a fitting laboratory. Then you introducing PhD in science, in science, talking about science and wedding. Can you imagine? Frankly speaking, I know people, I got family members, I got people from my family, people, friends, and whatever. They graduated from the University of Liberia in recent time. When they compose, I would sit and start thinking. I saw some of them posting their master thesis. I was like, what? Is it thesis? 2-3 pages. 2-3 pages. Anyway, I studied in England, the home of book, the home of English, where even if it's supposed to be T-O-TO, you say T-I wrong, your whole work is wrong. Eh? Then somebody go right, then you introducing PhD. What's wrong with us? Something we're not thinking straight. Paul, no, the war affected us. Seriously, we make ourselves laughing stock. Even to say you introducing PhD. Come on, man.
I just told you, with the country, it's not normal. It's not normal. And if you travel to Liberia, have conversation with so-called professor, you get to realize that the country is not normal. And the place Liberia can become very normal when you're on a beer table. Because that's where you hear the rubbish. This country, something absolutely wrong with that country, I'm being honest.
Sometimes I sit and think, I listen to most of the online radio they get and the commentators for these cell phone carriers that call themselves journalists. When they're talking, they say, he coming now, he coming. What is he coming? He coming, the president just got that, he coming. I'm like, look, let me tell you, Paul, the damn educational system in Liberia should be shut down and revamped. Let some of those professors or teachers go back to school. Is the problem with the teachers or is it with the students? Because I know, no, you can't plant apple and reap banana. What the teachers are instilling in them is what they're putting out. When I was going to school, we had teachers that instilled in us things that we say today. I can sit on the radio and talk all this stuff. It will reflect where I came from. Okay, so the problem might either be the teachers or the system is not just functional. Imagine, I remember when I was in the classroom when I was teaching between 1983 all the way to 88.
That when Liberia was normal.
Yeah, it was normal, but it started getting bad. Then when they brought something, a funny thing called Blama Jobo, that they said, I read that thing. That I was teaching Building for Tomorrow Institute in La Paz there. When they brought the boat to the school, I went to the principal and say, Mami Chulu, we can't, I don't think our teacher can book here. Because no history is that. What you call Blama Do? Couldn't do a Blama Do, Mani, Blama Do, Mani. Can you imagine? This is where Liberia started getting ratting. Okay? We were in Liberia. I was in Liberia. We were in elementary school. We knew the countries of the world and the capitals. We knew them. Okay? Now, today, you got cell phone. Cell phone carrier. It's not the same. When they ask for a question, they go to Google. They find the answer. When they close it, they forget. They don't know anything. The high school set do not have science lab. And the university, you live on the papa. We was small, we used to go to the university in the science building there. Underground, they had all the zoology section, the botanical section. We used to see those plants, those birds, and different things they fly. You know.
But live for that was normal days. And look, I want to tell me how my teachers, the teacher will have will have few Liberian teachers, but all of them were international. And that's why Tomaha became the most competitive school among all the private schools in Liberia. Because they were all from different parts of the world that were teaching us. And the thing that they taught us, if you look, get in Liberia, sit with somebody having conversation, they telling a friend, our own Tessie. That's conversation, serious thing. I'm on Tessie. So I just gave you that the country is something just not right at this time. So we're not normal people. So you see, normal countries now, they are doing something for their people. But because Liberia is not a normal country, you found all of these crooks that were created after the war came to steal. They just doing the same old thing and refusing for our people to change. Today, in the war, you find countries now in right south us, West Africa, they're thinking about not dealing with their colonial master anymore. Liberia is thinking about backing their so-called funny father, whoever they got. So think on the kind of Liberia we have. There's no direction. The group that there, they will say, oh, we've been in government for 50 years. But 50 years, you have not done anything. You just seem the same old crooks. Today, we're going to transition from the nonsense that is happening with all of these criminals, the Fanatic Kofa or the Joseph Boyka or all of these thieves that have been taking our money, and people decide we forget about them. Let's move on. There's something very, 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 very interesting that is happening. Liberia will suffer years to come. In the next 2-3 years, this is the fact. The group called the BRICS Nation that led by those 5 countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They call them the Global South, the level of which they're moving. If we stuck to this situation with Liberia depending on one jack, Liberia with the BRICS Nation had their how they call it, their convention, they feel they in Kazan in Russia, and the amount of countries that show up, over 36 countries that went there, and how many countries apply for the BRICS thing is getting interesting. We use US dollars in Liberia. Now, the whole idea of the BRICS Nation is to help develop other countries. It's not like the after World War II, when the so-called group came together to steal from people and impose all kind of nonsense on them that the dollar became so powerful. The BRICS Nation now sent the US government and Great Britain decided to put sanction on Putin and other. These guys came up with this clever idea. We don't need to deal with these people because they bar for the world. So let's come together and organize ourselves and then come up with our trade among ourselves instead of using the US dollar. So that when they had this convention. So I've got a little video here of African, first time in history, before we hold our Liberia part of the League of Nations, we're founding member of the UN, all that story that in history. But this group that are coming up, these are guys that want to go after the G7. So I just want our audience to listen to the video. It's just a short clip, and then we can discuss it.
Putin, Your Excellencies, fellow BRICS leaders, honorable ministers, excellencies, and ladies and gentlemen, allow me to start by thanking President Putin and the people of Russia for hosting this, the 16th BRICS Summit in this beautiful city of Kazan. It is fitting that we hold the BRICS Summit in a city that is so rich in heritage and culture as we embrace this new chapter in BRICS as an expanded family of countries equally rich in history, culture, and capability. Our story as the BRICS countries is a story of solidarity, of mutual respect and mutual benefit. BRICS is an inclusive formation that has the ability to change the trajectory of the global South. To do this, we must realize the full potential of our economic partnership to ensure sustainable development for all and not just for some. We must undertake bold steps towards a mutual, shared, and equitable prosperity for all. Like most of the world, South Africa desires the smooth operation of supply chains, trade, tourism, and financial flows free from external influence in a multipolar world. Working together, the BRICS family has an important role in addressing the key challenges of the Global South in partnership with like-minded emerging market economies. We look forward to the report that will be given by our finance ministers and central bank governors on the use of local currencies in international trade and financial transactions between BRICS members and their trading partners. A few days ago, the BRICS business entities gathered in Moscow under the stewardship of the BRICS Business Council to explore tangible trade opportunities between our countries. For South Africa, these endeavors, which are focused on practical results, are critical in addressing our country's central national priority of inclusive economic growth. For us, inclusive growth means, amongst other things, prioritizing women-led businesses. In this regard, we acknowledge the diligent work of the BRICS Women's Business Alliance to unlock economic value between the BRICS countries for the development, growth, and sustainability of women-owned businesses. As we seek sustainable development solutions, we must acknowledge the challenges posed by climate change. We must acknowledge the devastating impact on lives and livelihoods of our current climate trajectory. As South Africa, we remain committed to a just transition to a low-carbon economy. We are committed to the reduction of global emissions, guided by the principle of common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities. While countries with developing economies remain severely impacted by climate change, they have contributed the least to the current climate crisis that the world is experiencing. It is therefore vital that industrialized nations honor their climate commitments and ensure a just and equitable transition. It is essential that climate actions do not deepen global inequality or stifle the developmental aspirations of the countries in the global south.
You are muted.
So, Linford, this thing is getting big. And if you check for the new members of the people that apply, the number is huge. So whether they are this Bridge Summit, they also launched they launched their currency. The reason why I say Liberia will have to be careful. Look, this is the currency. And that's just 100 of the BRICS currency. Guess what? In the middle of that design is the 5 countries that came up with the idea that they flag the port there. So
yeah, I see the Brazilian flag, I see the Russian flag, the Indian flag, the Chinese flag, and the South African flag.
African flag.
And in the middle there, something there like it looks like a gold color.
Yes. And then, so this is the BRICS currency. So think on this. We all travel to China, most of our people to go buy goods. The idea behind the BRICS is to devalue the dollars.
Okay, but I have one question. And
okay,
it's just to discuss. All the countries got their own currency.
Yeah.
Chinese, they have yen, and I think Indian people have rupee. South Africa, I don't know what they got. And
there's something rup is some arrow behind that name. Yeah.
Yeah. You are in Russia. What is their currency?
Ruble.
Ruble. So what's going to happen to these currencies locally? Because the reason I'm asking, if you go back on the tape, the South African president made certain statements say, there will be the finance ministers are discussing and they will be making some decisions on the local currencies. So is it going to be replaced, or are they going to be replaced, or I don't know.
That's a valid question though, because they already came up with a sample of how their currency will be. So there is a strong possibility. There is a strong possibility that it could be replaced. But for now, if you're using the rubles, right, and you want to China to buy goods, like before you use the US dollars, now you don't have to use the US dollar among the BRICS nation. You can use your ruble. You see, so the Chinese yen can go to Russia to get goods. They can use the Chinese currency. So now, if you want to buy goods from China, instead of using dollar, you're forced to use the Chinese currency. Or when the money comes, that's the money. So the whole idea is to devalue the US dollars and the pounds. So that's the idea behind this. And what you guys are seeing,
there are still questions surrounding that, and I hope they got all of that in place, because I will tell you this one thing, Paul, for one fact about America. America is strong financially, economically, because of one reason. You got 52 or 53 countries, I don't know.
50 states.
They all got one language. They all got economic interest. One economic interest. One currency, dollar. I live in Houston. Every time I travel to New Jersey, Florida, or whatever, I'm carrying dollar. I live in Norway. Norway, we are not in the Euro. We are in the EU zone. Meaning we are in the Schengen, we can travel any EU country. But we have our own currency. Great Britain is a strong member supporting the EU. They're using British pound. France got franc, and they also use, I think, euro. Germany is the one using euro, I think, because every time I travel to Germany, I carry euro. So the reason why even the European Union, when they introduced the euro, the reason why the euro has not gained ground in all of Europe is because these countries in Europe, they speak different languages, they got different economic interests, they all do not have the same economic backing. Like Norway, they got oil. You travel to other small countries like Estonia, Lithuania, and all these small countries, they got nothing. So it's just impossible for they and Norway to be on par economically, same like France or Great Britain or Germany. Okay, so those are the big countries that can make decisions. They make a decision, they introduce the euro, but they're not even using the euro now. So the reason I asked whether these countries, these BRICS countries, especially with the other smaller countries joining, especially African countries, what's going to happen? It said that they're going to introduce these BRICS and it will not be circulating among the big five, or what are they going to do? So this is something for them to study, and it might be intended to see if they can weaken the US dollar, but how popular will this money be among the BRIC countries and those other countries that will be trading with? Say Liberia, John. So Liberia using US dollar. They say you cannot do business. BRICS say you cannot do business with us. So what we're going to be using? So it's a first ticket.
Linfa, you need to read this thing carefully. Any goods you want to buy today in the world, if it's not in Norway, you have to trade in the US dollar to get our goods. You get it? It's the US dollar that is used as the world currency to trade. So you said it right. So if you want to buy something, they say, oh, it's $50. Because you use US dollar, you spend 50. The countries that the one country that get 50 states, granted. But then you look at these other countries, they are huge power when it comes to economical power. They get it. So I gave one example. All of these industrial things that is we use in the world, where does it come from? China. That's one. The Russia you see there, the economic powerhouse. When you talk about natural resources, it's in abundance. It's almost like Africa. They have everything. The gas that we use on aeroplane, the clean gas, is purchased from Russia. So you forcing the dollars to use the money in Russian money to buy. So what they're trying to do, because of all of these sanctions that were put on them, they finally know. Just group of people, every time they'll put sanctions on us, no. And then they'll tell you, say, because of this, we will seize your money because you're using our money in foreign reserve. So we take 50 billion of your money and we put sanction on you. But these guys say no. China been on sanction, Russia been on sanction, all of these countries, they been on sanction. So they said, no, it's enough. But if you want to buy our Russian oil, you must spend the money in ruble, not dollars. So the BRIC nation decided to say, because we're trading now, we'll not use the US dollars, we use our own currency. And instead of using our own currency, let's come up with something. And this just sample. I think that's why if you listen to that video, what the South African president is saying, their finance ministers are meeting. They're having discussion. And this BRICS nation, other people now see logic to not, because you're not asking for a loan like the IMF or the World Bank, the way it's structured, that is structured to make your country. These are the purpose of it for them to develop each other. And that's what the whole idea behind the BRICS thing is about.
Okay.
Down the line with all of these things about you talking about the dollars and all that, the pounds, we're going to see in the next few years how it's going to play out with this group, because these guys
I agree. The intent behind the introduction of this BRICS currency is to compete not necessarily to say they want to weaken the dollar, but it's to compete with the dollar, and the strongest might just go rise up. But my concern is the smaller countries that are joining the BRICS, especially African countries. What's going to become of them? Are they going to be using the BRICS? Are they going to introduce the BRICS in Africa? Or I don't understand.
So let wait and see. The whole idea here, because it's all about trading. Let's wait and see, because these guys started this, and this event. What? That's the second year.
It's the 16 summit.
Yeah, 16 summit. So it's something that they've been pushing. They started it. They're coming out now, and countries are joining. Because from what I read today, if you Google this, the country have just applied that they accepted part of it. Iran is also a member. I think Nigeria is also there, Ethiopia, all of these countries that think on it. It's all about trading. So let's wait and see in January when they're going to come up with something, because their finance minister are meeting. You know, when the euro started, it went through a lot of things today that will have the euro, which is the second currency to the dollars. If you look at it, yeah.
Okay, another thing that baffles my mind right now is that these 5 countries that are heading the euro, or the
BRICS nation,
they might just be the ones also controlling the smaller countries' economy and say, we can decide how much you get, we can decide the price of your minerals, because this is
I don't think if you listen to what the guys are saying, it's about helping to develop other countries, not about what the IMF, the way the World Bank and all of
but Paul, there is no free lunch. Trust me.
Yeah, it's not free. It's not free lunch.
If you invite me to your house, say, Mameka, let's eat. That food that you prepare, you put on the table, it will not free. You pay for it. There's no free lunch.
So say for example, Linford, you using your krona, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to buy something in China. Do you know you are losing, because when you do the conversion, that's what they're trying to avoid. Instead of you use your krona the way you want to use it, but by converting it, you pay more and you're losing your money. That's what the guys say. No, it's not fair.
Drive me through here. Drive me through. Yeah. Say Liberia becomes a member of the BRICS, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're using American dollar alongside Liberian
dollar. No, we get Liberian currency, Liberian dollars, right? Let's forget about the American. Get Liberian dollars.
Okay, which is very weak, like elastic. So if we are going to China to go buy, what do we carry? We are member of BRICS already, but we are not using BRICS in Liberia. We're using some kind of, may I describe it the Idi Amin way, some kind of toilet paper.
Yeah. And you're not member of BRICS.
No, we are member of BRICS. I mean, we are member of BRICS, but we're going to buy China, we're going to buy BRICS country. What are we carrying? Are we carrying our dollar, or are we carrying, because we're not using BRICS? So what are we going to be trading with?
So this is the thing now. You see, if the BRICS nation are coming out with currency, that means if you become member of BRICS, you'll be trading in BRICS. That's simple logic. You'll be trading in BRICS.
So then, do you see my fear that these big, because no, the whole BRICS thing is going to end up like the American dollar and whatever, the UN and everything. Because there will be certain people out there that can make a decision, the 5 countries. Now, what did they do here? Look at the currency. They already put that 5 country flags only. So they are the ones deciding. So if they come to you, Liberia, they say, my man, yeah, you're part of us, but you're not as rich as we are. So if you want to be using our currency, we are the ones to determine the value of it. So for you to be able to get it, we got to look at certain things that we can get from you. Your IRO, your resources. Because you can't just go, look, let me tell you, even if you get millionaire, the millionaire not just say, man, everybody, your kind my honey, because they're taking away his millions. So you got to have something attached to it, some strings. So it's, it sounds good. From the start, it sounds good. And I know the intent is to compete with the US dollar. And this is not for for smaller countries to benefit. They will benefit somehow, but before you benefit, there must be something that you will give in return. So the big countries are only doing this to show America that, hey, in that you alone can have one paper flying around, you call money. We too have the same paper, even with fine design, and we can compete with you. We can convince people what will back the money. There must be some resources to back the money. I agree, those countries are rich, okay? But if the poor countries go there to join them, what will you be carrying? They
So,
said,
that's what I said. Let's wait and get a clearer picture of the BRICS in January when their finance minister.
But while we're waiting, we should also be thinking.
Oh, but
I'm just thinking loud.
you see, so you now start doing your brainstorming or what you guys think, because this thing, that's why we'll have the clearer picture in January when they lay out how it's going to be there. Then we'll know what, because this country involved is not a country that colonized people. So it's like the group now said, no, we have enough of our colonial master controlling us. Let's see what we can do. So let's wait in January.
You gotta also
and
look
get
at
a
it.
clear understanding.
Yeah, you gotta also look at it that these groups did not colonize anybody, so they're not entitled to anybody. So they can do anything. Let me tell you. See,
my man, that's how you see it. But I said, let's wait. We shouldn't jump the gun. Let's see the coup intent behind this first.
I also have the right to think. To start
no, I'm saying he doesn't have the right to think. I say you don't jump the gun. Let's see the good intent.
I'm not jumping the gun.
If you get a clear picture in January,
I'm gonna be analytical.
I agree.
The same way you got a little bit of hope that this, I'm gonna be analytical. And the reason why I'm being analytical and a little bit critical is because from where we are and where we've been all those years, and we're trying to come out. The thing we're talking about bad governance. Okay, so we honor another group of people who suppressing us. They come and take all our iron ore, our gold, our rich resources and carry, and we suffer, and they control us. So if somebody will get introduced something, they will run for it, will say, oh yeah, the idea is good. And we'll go there. We don't know what we're going into. So I'm just trying to alert our people.
Yeah, so when you become finance minister, you read their blueprint and then say, no, we're going in or we're not going in. Let's wait and see January. That's the same. It's good for the world. The world need that balance. It can be the world. So yeah, the situation now, you have the G7. They determine today what happened to you. They go about, they punish one group of people. And so if you have that balance of power, it's good for the world. And I'm looking from that side. So if you have that balance, that okay, how come you go Israel can go and murder people, but everybody say they have the right to do it. But then when the other men do it, that man will go to war crime. He does not have the right because there's no balancing of power in the world. So let's see this group that's carrying the so-called West. It's interesting if you have that balance. So bringing this group together is something that is. I'm sitting now watching a big TV.
I 100% agree to this whole idea, but my concern still remains the same.
Yeah, I agree.
The first thing that's making me scary is they put a flex on it, so that are property, intellectual property. Number one. Number two, they didn't want to put the idea, so they can establish a susu. I say you kind of join the susu. Then everybody in the susu, we who started the susu for all we are financially put in. Then somebody will say we can put $100 as a hand in the susu. Then somebody come with $10. We say, but my man, so that many $10 get okay. Then we decide how much you carry. So we gotta be careful. The
EU, when they came out with, and all of them are members in it, and they put their flag around it to identify the country. So they put that brought their idea to identify them that their idea, and that's so you want to join, you join.
so when brother John will put their flag on the money too.
But the United Nations, when the few countries that came together form the United Nations, and they get one day, and they just came out with something, nobody can change it.
So you see, driving to my point now. My point
is but that is they are the founding members. Yeah, they are the founding members. So you can't Just somebody from outside.
You even said something that these countries did not colonize anybody except for one of them, which is a former colony, Brazil. Brazil as former slave country. Okay, so this country they're not entitled to any African country. So African country rushing to go join. Time will kind of say, my man, yeah, you're
no. You don't just say African country. You get an African country that is member of the thing. You know, you got African.
They will be fighting for that interest, though.
But the whole thing here is about trading. So let's see this weird thing come up and how it will play out tomorrow. I think it's a good idea because if you look at it, yeah,
it's a good idea to combat the dollar and the euro, and that's why I'm saying not
only the dollar and the euro, because what I'm saying, you get a G7 that determined today, oh, blah blah blah. You have no say. The so-called G7. So if you have some group like that is strong, then it means you have that balance of power, which is not there. One group of people will support a group of people to do bad things. Then when on the other side, when they do it, they say, oh, nobody can say. Look what happened in Libya. Look what happened in Syria. What happened? It was good. But then the other guy decided to do it because China said Taiwan is part of us. We will not let Taiwan go to post-sanction China. So all of these things have been...
So they breaks. Besides the economic interest, do they have political interest?
We don't know yet. But I think it'll be interesting. Because look, China that superpower, Russia that superpower, Igbo overlords, India is a power. That's what Africa you see is a power. Then you get Brazil. It's a big thing. And other people that we learned Saudi Arabia, even Turkey, that the Europe refused to accept Turkey in the EU. Turkey have also becoming member, although they're part of NATO, they're becoming member of this BRICS. Something is smelling, something smelling well, something cooking nicely and it's smelling nice. So let's wait and see what will happen in the next few years. I think I said Liberia should just, because let's say Nigeria also apply, Ethiopia in it. These are all African countries that carrying that. These are not small countries. They understand what is going on. The geopolitics of the world is trying to change. It will be a new world order. That is the purpose of this thing. That you have one group of people just, doing everything. Nobody have a say. I think that's the whole idea, to just block them and stop them from doing what they're doing. So let embrace this idea. It's about time.
I embrace that idea. It's good. But my fear is it shouldn't turn out to be what we're running away from, a second version of it.
Right. We get South Africa there, we get Ethiopia there, all of these countries that are in Africa, they will see reason because they went through hell. That South Africa particularly. So we know what's happening. Yeah, but man, so that it is where it is. So yeah, it was a good show. Let's close up and we'll have a short meeting after this program. I need to talk to you before we go.
Okay, so we'd like to say thank you very much for those of you who have been watching us. Sometimes we need to just cross border with politics because we talk about this Liberian issue all the time, year in, year out, day in, day out, and nothing seems to be happening. In fact, things seem to be getting even worse. So sometimes it's good to brainstorm. And I like the idea of the BRICS thing, but again, it's just good to. It's good to give a second thought. It's good to give a second thought to some of these things. Considering where we came from or where we are, that we are afraid, trying to get out. So, Paul, if you have any message that you can take us with, do that.
So to our audience, thanks for being with us. Have a pleasant weekend. We shall be here on Tuesday. I just want to take us home with a beautiful Liberian song that we don't even have copyright to. It's a young man who decided to make some very, very good music. Listen today and have a fantastic weekend.
Boy.
If we're pregnant, speak up.
Sexy. Only records, yeah. Now you bad liquor on I tell what you want me to don't can show yourself. Got plenty dancing, now you dancing, you get copy. I say don't can show yourself. You using Chani, Mr. Chani, I say to never don't can show yourself. You say you young for your sling on a papa bob, I say don't can show yourself. You don't get money, you want eat shawarma, eat some pizza, don't can show yourself. I using sense on you, using sense on your own.